Everyone, again, this is my second video of today, June 10th, 2018, and I thought I would just make another little short video to explain to some people how I started to talk about angels, specifically Archangel Michael. So, I'll be honest, I did a lot of shamanic ceremonies with some natural medicines, and I would start to get really intense visuals when I started to do astral projections. I would actually see the flower of life spanning across my third eye, and I could see my DNA actually charged within that flower of life. Like it's almost like an ocean of energy and patterns and waves, and I'm part of that ocean, which is the universe. And I started to notice that if I looked really closely at these patterns, I could see angels weaving in and out of the different spirals of DNA and stuff like that. And I started to wonder like who these angels were and what their purpose was for working with me. So years later on down the road, I started to have dreams that basically revealed to me that these were ancient aliens that have been working with humanity in the form of angels from other dimensions for quite some time, potentially for all of human history. Archangel Michael actually is an angel that is in Islamic, Judaic, and Christian faith. And there's a lot of stories about Archangel Michael. Basically, Archangel Michael means he who is like God. So when you invoke this type of energy, you're bringing yourself more into alignment with your highest self, which is pure source consciousness. So Archangel Michael also stands for courage, he stands for truth, and he stands for he's the commander of all the other angels, basically. He represents the south direction and the fire element. He's really, really powerful for doing space clearings. He's really powerful for energy and entity removals and extractions, and just for general Reiki healing. I had a lot of dreams of Archangel Michael specifically. I grew up following Catholic faith, so I was pretty familiar with who he was and what he looked like. And the different ways that angels start to interact with people in their everyday lives is through dreams, obviously, once you start to become aware of their presence and the different levels of consciousness. How there's life here, there is also levels in different higher dimensions of different light spectrums as well that we can't actually see but are connected to us as well. So these different angels come to humanity basically to deliver messages from higher levels of existence or higher levels of consciousness, and that's how it's been since the beginning of humanity. Um, Archangel Michael is usually represented as kind of a blue energy. And after you connect with him in dreams and through other experiences that may be psychic, paranormal experiences, once you get used to the feeling, they're not going to interrupt your daily flow of life by just appearing in physical form. You'll see sparks of light in your peripheral vision. You'll get used to the feeling of just being around them and the presence of these angels, and they don't have to appear physically anymore. You're just very confident that they're around and working with you and through you as a messenger of the divine source. So that's why crystals are really important, because these crystals are very, very high vibrating physical solids. So they're actually vibrating in more dimensions than one at once. So these are angelic tools that you can use as like almost like a cell phone to connect with the angelic realms. And these angels actually notice the sacred geometry and the different light spectrums that are being emitted from these crystals as it's bending the light into the phi ratio. Another cool story that I have is this actually crystal is a manifestation of Archangel Michael's sword. So during one of the dreams that I had when I connected with Archangel Michael, I was flying over top of Detroit, and he pointed down at the ground and there were zombies everywhere, and he handed me a glowing blue crystal sword, like the blade was a blue crystal like this. And I went to the ground and I started cutting the cell phones out of people's hands, and the zombies' hands, their cell phones, and the AI technology was downloading into their bodies. So after that, I started replacing the technology with crystals, and everyone became connected through the Ethernet rather than the internet. Everyone was sharing the same kind of telepathic vibration of pure thought energy. And Archangel Michael applauded me, and then the next day I found this crystal sword through one of my suppliers. So I acquired it with the intention of being able to talk more about Archangel Michael, share his energies, and basically use this as a clearing tool so that he may lay his sword over my sword and basically clear stagnant and unhealthy energies from Earth's consciousness, also generating a lot of positive energies and loving, joyous vibes just by expressing myself and connecting with my higher self, embodying that pure source love through my physical presence. So there's a lot to talk about when it comes to angels. I wanted to just keep this as a short video, but for thousands of years, people have connected to Archangel Michael and other angels or aspects of the Godhead, of the higher source of consciousness, through prayers. And that's when you really start to notice their presences, is when you're in prayer every day, you're focusing really hard for your own self-healing. And a lot of people have different types of anxiety. So that's the main reason why I started to focus a lot more on prayer, is I find when you change your thoughts, you change the reality around you. So I would have a lot of troubling thoughts often, so I would have to call on the angels even more. And I realized that these struggles were a blessing that brought me closer to God in a way that I never was before, as I thought that I didn't need to constantly pray or to stay connected to my higher self. It's a learning process and a healing process for all of us. I'm really grateful to have these spirit guides on my side to help me shift the consciousness of this planet more into heavenly realms. So thank you very much. It's been great to help channel these energies for Archangel Michael so that more people can start to familiarize themselves with his energy and call upon him for healing, because he's a multi-dimensional angel that can be very many places at once and help many people all at once. So it's a very powerful energy to share with everyone, and I'm really grateful to be in possession of some of Archangel Michael's most powerful physical tools here in the third dimension. One love, everybody. Peace.